How do you find deals with tax credit incentives?
Okay, so sometimes in historic zones, you'll find that. Sometimes in places like Guam, like the Mariana Islands, US Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, because these places are under US flag, and the islands, the United States allows them to do certain incentives to bring investors there. The deal I told you about is in Puerto Rico, is at 300 Tanca Street, and another one at 206 San Justo Street. You can see them on my website, crepr.com. Those deals are real. All I talk about is what my experience is. That's what I eat, sleep, do all day long, and I'm happy people get interested in stuff like this. So look for these deals in these types of the world, in these areas. You can find them in big cities, historic district. I remember Denver had downtown beautification program that would give tax credit. That was big tax credit. I was in Breckenridge with my wife and kids a few years ago, and I looked at a building and I said to the lady, we were shopping, and I told her, this is an old building. She said, yes, it's a historic building, this whole area in Breckenridge is a historic area. I said, do they give any money for rehab? And her husband was standing on the side. They own the store and they work in it. They're having fun. They're older people. It was fun for them. And he said, yeah, they'll give you back 20% on every dollar you spend. So they had a program just on improvements. So you buy a building for $1 million, you improve it for another, let's say 500,000. They give you on the improvement on the 500, 20% back. So they give you back 20% of it. They give you back $100,000 tax credit that you can sell at 90 cents on the dollar something. So it reduces your cost. And when they're done improving a building of $1 million, $500,000, maybe the building will be worth $2 million. So it's kind of nice to have that extra tax credit, and it varies. That tax credit I mentioned to you in tourism is in Puerto Rico. It's very generous because they have shortage of hotel rooms. I've been talking about Puerto Rico since the first time I explained Puerto Rico was in 2009. And I have videos to prove that to you. First event we've ever done that was April 2009. Today, people tell me, you're a genius. Well, I've been talking about it forever, but people did not pay attention. And I've been investing there for 18 years straight. And now it paid off like crazy because of Biden and the taxes, and they have tax incentive, they have tax credit, they have all kinds of things.
Yeah, I think, Kyle, because then Jack also said he's interested in that too. And would he be able to go to the city planning, zoning, or county tax assessor to get information on tax credit incentives in specific areas?
Yeah, you can go and ask, or you can actually call brokers, or you can actually look online, like Google historic district tax credit in, let's say, Los Angeles, things like that. And you'll see sometimes there is tax credit, specific tax credit, but keep it in real estate. You may have things pop up like Robert Kiyosaki talks about tax credit in gas and whatever. And I can't tell you how many people lost money in gas and tax credits and tax incentives. Keep it in real estate. You can't lose money with tax credits if you're doing the right thing in the right area. The reason there is tax credit is because they need the money to go there. You know, like there is right now the program with the what is it called? The zone, opportunity zones. Opportunity zone is going to end in December of this year. Well, opportunity zone was giving people a reduction on taxes with the 1031 exchange. It was pretty complicated, so many rules and all this, so it didn't work the way they wanted it to work. But when there is tax money, understand that the government taxes people not to hurt them or to upset them, but it's a policy to be able to get money to spend on parks and police and fire department, but also to move the direction of where they want the money to go. So if they want people to invest downtown, they're going to say we have a tax credit or tax incentive for the downtown developments. If they say something like we have, like in Puerto Rico, when they did tax incentive for old San Juan, Puerto Rico, they say it was in 1955. They say this was an area where the Navy was docking. Now we're going to bring big cruise ships. In the 50s, the cruise ship business started really happening. And they say we need to improve these old buildings, the facade. We're going to give tax credit. He who improves the facade of the building, we're going to waive the property taxes for 10 years. And they can renew it if they keep it up. And then they realize, wow, people are doing it. You know what? If you improve the inside, we'll give you also tax credit. It will give you tax-free income on the income of the building. But you have to become resident of Puerto Rico. They wanted to bring people there. So I don't fight the system. I look where the system is giving you the incentives. What is going to happen? What is coming next? And go with the flow or get ahead of it if you can. And sometimes, like in Puerto Rico, I thought I was going with the flow. There was no flow for many years. But I knew, because the banks were not easy, because there were some challenges with fixing properties there, etc. It was my opportunity to capitalize on the weakness of others, which is they couldn't rehab, they couldn't do this. So I bought, restructured, brought in big tenants, explained to them the cruise business and all this, and made very good cash flow. And now that the market went up, people come in and say, these are gold mines. And now there is big cash out and payoffs. So Google it, ask brokers, and yes, ask city planning and zoning office in many parts, and get the most of that.
Jump into commercial real estate discussion like these people. Apply for CRE Mastermind. Click the link in description.